back to Gilded Gaming!
Alright.
Danganronpa!
Let's do this.
We got 3 people waiting.
We gotta find out who killed Taka and Hifumi. Been speculating about this like all day, so I'm really interested to know.
I mean, it's clearly Makoto.
It's not Makoto.
It's clearly Kyoko.
It's not Kyoko.
It was Sakura. She's the only one who could have carried Hifumi's body.
Hifumi carried himself up there. It's clear he even had his stupid little handkerchief, which matched the same anime character that was on his camera. Clearly, Hifumi carried himself up there. But anyways, we're back. Let's get into this. I want to know who murdered him. And Taka.
Welcome back to the stream, guys.
Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Okay. Hello! 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 He's multiplied.
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast, it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
That's a hint.
Maybe.
Can we just get on the elevator already? Hey, Claire!
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
Did the voice acting good?
No.
No. Alright. We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey! Hey!
And if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please.
Hold on! I'm not mentally prepared yet!
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already I didn't do it! For serious!
I don't think he did. But that reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note?
Well, no, but...
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's go down there first. Then the story can really begin.
Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. Can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the 2 that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed 2 of our friends, the killer is... someone right here.
Can we get the trial going in this original voice acting?
Alright then.
You get a chance to catch up, Claire?
It would appear the culprit has been confirmed. The trial will be over in no time. Here, let me do all the dudes first so that you can, go ahead and start eating.
Were you listening? Wait till we get to the courtroom to begin your arguing. It wasn't me. You gotta believe me.
And the one girl that you voice act.
I don't like Monokuma's character attitude.
I mean, to be fair, I unintentionally voice acted one of the dudes.
Yeah, I knew that. When you're like, you do soccer, I was just sitting thinking in my head, okay, you keep doing Chihiro.
Alright, I just like to talk to them before the trial. Let's hurry up and go, so we can make Hiro pay for his crimes. They never really say anything that gives me any clues, but, I always like to be careful, The story begins when we get down there. Oh, we got Genocide Jill for the trial. Gotcha.
Come on, Big Mac, let's do it.
Alright. Oh, and we already talked to Celeste, so let's go. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. Began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There's 8 of us. There was no going back. Until we settled all of this, we couldn't go anywhere.
Theoretically, there'll be 7 in a minute.
Well, in about an hour and a half, but sure. I'm not sure how long it was. Which, you know, to be fair, it makes sense that the trial takes so long. First off, you're getting a lot of information and story thrown at you. Also, a real trial would take time. You know, it's an accurate, you know.
Oh wait, actually, theoretically, you'll have 8 after the.
We still have the 16th mystery student that hadn't shown up yet. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel face.
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us still do cruel things to each other?
What? Do you really hate me so much? Why, that's so cute!
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. I'm trying to help you out.
Don't rush me, of course I'm going to get started. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
So the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Alright. That's skills. Did we set that one already?
That's the one you got from
Oh. From Hina, okay. I think that's it, that's all we have. Okay.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
Oh, dude, she's not a murderer. She's a serial killer. It's a whole nother class of murderer. You only killed 2 people. You haven't quite qualified for serial killer yet. You get to kill 3. Until you kill 3, it's not. And oh, love it. Alt tab. Sorry, I'm not good at that. Yeah, because we like to have. Alright, sorry. I'm sorry to say. Oh, she already said that.
Blueprint for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Hiro really the killer or? Before anything else, we have to make that clear.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough. that you are.
Okay, I hate to do this, but I have to use the bathroom.
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry. I'd like to do it before we get too far into this.
Okay. Hit the button.
I'm trying.
Alright, we're back!
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. You know, nature calls sometimes. Alright.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No, just hold on a second.
Looking at the blueprints, the handwriting is awfully messy. If I remember right, Kira's handwriting is really neat.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints,
The suit parts, they are all proof enough.
I hit the wrong button.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, there were only 2 yellows, that and...
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
what do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
I love how we're saying this.
Talk about alter ego for the Monokuma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Writing's obviously different. Wouldn't you
I hit the button
compare it
too
to
soon.
Blueprints.
Alright, yeah, it is called Robo Justice.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to try
That's
to change
true.
my handwriting anyway.
Yeah, you're dumb.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he is not the only one. I think Hero is innocent as well.
Then who was in that Robo Justice suit?
Yeah, if they voted now, Byakuya, Makoto, and Kyoko would all not vote for... It wouldn't be enough, though.
Is it like Hiro said?
Oh, Hiro wouldn't vote for
Was there
himself?
really someone running around in a
Robert,
second suit?
They split the vote possibly.
Yeah.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto.
Unlike Among Us,
Tell them
Skip
who it
is not
was.
not sure.
Yeah. And of course, he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit. Hiro was in the suit.
I got it! Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
But we have a picture of Hiro in the suit holding Hifumi, but we've never seen him with a hammer in his hand. We're assuming the person using the hammers was in the suit, but that could be incorrect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said
No.
Hiro didn't do it.
You were told that by Celeste and Fumi.
Which I think,
No one else saw it.
exactly, which is why I suspect them, but that seems way too obvious. So I'm doubting my own suspicion.
Makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Like, I think that's way too obvious an answer, but then I'm like, but to the game, the obvious answer is Hiro. So am I not thinking of the obvious answer? And so now I'm like thinking in this like circular logic here, and then but like, who else could it be? And I don't know.
So what you're saying is...
It could be Kyoko.
That's right. The culprit in this
You
case
don't know what
has
you mean.
nothing to do with
I still don't think it
being
was
in the Robo
Kyoko,
Justice
though.
suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been. I missed it, didn't I? There. How do I select them both?
I don't know if it's one of them.
I got it!
So one more thing.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
With the attitude.
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly.
I feel like these games have the opposite problem.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
the opposite problem that old RPGs like Final Fantasy have. Old RPGs like Final Fantasy was a lot of repetitive just fighting, and you have hours of time to fill the talk. And in these games, they're talking all the time, so it's hard to fit in any talking.
Right.
so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong, and nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on.
Oh, it's
around
on,
you.
Celeste. Bring it. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean, but maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository, a new element has been added. The bullet time, yes. Would you like to hear? Absolutely. About reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see an your ammo count. Up until now, yeah, tutorials, even now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. From now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. Now it costs you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker.
So every now and then we're running out of bullets, she's had to slot in an X. That's the only difference.
Gotcha. Basically, just remember that the X button now has a function along with the A and Y buttons. It will automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I feel like the best setting for these games is like medium for the action and difficult for the...
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere.
I'm doing bad.
Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool.
Oh.
So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. agree.
I don't know what I'm doing.
This should prove it.
I thought I hit it already, sorry.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
You know, that's just, and that's what makes me suspect her, is all of these other trials, she's been just like everybody else, willing to accept your story. Now all of a sudden she wants to question your story. She doesn't believe it. But then that makes her the obvious choice. But I still think it's her! Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Never mind the fact that it would have been almost impossible. Like, the suit wasn't exactly very flexible.
Couldn't even bend at the waist.
Like, even when
How would
you...
you bitch up the body?
That wouldn't have changed if Hero was in the suit. They could not have moved around really in that suit. That suit wasn't meant to move around in. That suit was made to fill one purpose. To make it very obvious. It's impossible for anybody other than Hero to put on. Hero was locked into the suit too. Why would he lock himself into the suit? That seems really...
You can't reach the class.
Yeah. So he couldn't have done it alone, one. Two, why would he lock himself in the suit that would have framed him?
Yeah.
It's clearly not Hero.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately
He
obvious.
couldn't have been at the waist. If I look back at how the body was moved, it'll be clearer why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Alright, we have plenty of time. Let's listen to
As
what
you know,
everybody has
Taka
to say.
was sold in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now,
I think so
keep in
too.
mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah. But even if
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have any handles. It's like
Bend
all
down.
you'd have to do is bend
That's
Alright,
it.
bend over. Yeah.
Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down,
You already seen
carted
that
the
a lot.
body
Focus
off to
just
the
whenever it
repository.
If you accept everything
Imagine if
we
you had
just said,
The one
then you
from
must realize that
Celeste.
whoever was
I
in
know.
the suit
It
couldn't
gives you
possibly be
double.
the killer.
You five.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
They stack.
Yeah, I gotcha. Dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push it, you'd have to be able to bend over. But would anyone wearing that suit have been able to actually stoop down like that?
I wish they weren't so blatant in
Yeah.
the little hints there.
And from there,
Yeah, the culprit wrapped then loaded it onto the...
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have it.
Well, yeah. But even
I know.
without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, it's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
No.
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. Tried you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Sorry. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
I really don't like her.
You can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Definitely no chance that the costume was taken off to move the body because, yeah.
Oh,
I got it!
which is just such an obvious design issue.
Yeah.
If you remember,
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off, a little hell. Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It's pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice?
It actually almost looks like Robo-Justice is leaning on Hifumi. Like, doesn't it?
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
Can you do me a favor? My sweater that I wore in my mom's house is laying across the back of the sofa in there. Can you grab it for me? I'm a little cold. How did you get hurt? That guy hit me! What guy? Robo-Justice, or that's what I decided to call him just now. Yeah, he like tried to cover that up too. He was like, I mean, that's what I just now decided to call him.
I just made that up. It happens to be on the blueprints that I've never seen.
Well, I mean, Fumi is known for being a genius. He's an artist, which is another reason why
He draws pervy manga.
yeah. He's still an artist. Pervy manga or not, he's still an artist. Thank you. I feel much better now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Yeah.
She's pushing too hard. We've provided plenty of evidence that it's not Hero, and she keeps pushing that it's Hero because she didn't come up with another alternative.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
So that's what's wrong. That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. Nobody ever saw Robo Justice other than Hifumi and Celeste until we found him in the locker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when Hifumi yelled. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
at that point we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Except for he wasn't.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
Which is a very important thing to note.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
The announcement was for Taka's body, not Hifumi's.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
The other thing that should be suspicious is the amount of time Hifumi was dead before he suddenly woke up, told you Hiro killed him, and then died.
What do you mean?
Like, Hifumi was supposed to have been dead that entire time. Like,
Right.
for him to
You
suddenly...
mean from the first body now?
Yeah.
Okay.
For him to suddenly regain consciousness that long, I mean, because think about it. During that time period, we had gone upstairs to find, we found Hifumi. Makoto goes upstairs, sees Taka with Byakuya, Sakura, and a passed out Toko. Then Celeste comes to find them and tell them that Hifumi's body is missing. They go down to look at the nurse's office. They talk about why his body's missing. Then they realize they left Toko alone upstairs, and they go up to that. And then that's when they find out Taka's body's missing, and only then do they split up and start looking for both bodies. That's a long time for him to have been dead to regain consciousness and say his final dying words. Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all of this or something?
But when we got there, We discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Your argument. Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
Yes.
Or perhaps it was after?
Nope.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
We do realize that Taka... What we really should be saying is that Taka was attacked after Hifumi, but that Hifumi actually died after Taka because we were there when he died.
Was Taka attacked after?
I don't think so. I think that the Hammer's numbering were to give us that impression, but I think that Taka was attacked first. Is my gut instinct. I said that to you in the car earlier. But yes, they think. I'm just saying that even
that old joke meme from back in the day where it's like, what you should do is you grease up 3 pigs and put numbers on them, 1, 2, and 4, and release them in the mall and watch people struggle to catch them and then wonder where the hell 3 is.
Exactly. No, when I said that I was looking at it from their point of view, which is that they know darn well that Hifumi died. Like, they're using an incorrect verb there because Hifumi was attacked to them before Taka, but he actually died after Taka.
Right.
We were all there when he died. The Justice Hammers were numbered, but I know darn well that I think Taka was killed and attacked and killed first. Were they really used in that order? No.
So,
regarding
Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
Cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It's thought they were both killed with a similar weapon.
Or perhaps it was after?
Maybe it's the fact that it doesn't say that. You know what order, I don't think.
Taka came last.
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing.
All you have is the numbering in what order, right?
Yeah.
So it's obvious
I would think it'd be what order?
After.
I think so too, but I think it's order because he says that. Were they really used in that order?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, regarding Taka's
I think you usually
death,
want to do a pop because the
I
fact that it
wonder
doesn't
if he
say that.
died before Hifumi.
Right.
Or perhaps it was after?
But the old ones used to
We
get to
already
the time of
know
day.
what order they were killed in.
Monokuma. Oh,
What happened?
apparently that was the wrong one.
Shoot.
Okay. Oh man. Okay.
Regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
What? Oh! Oh, maybe you have to store up the order and fire it at the number.
Oh, man.
It's one of those. You have to hold down Y to store it up.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
You're
lose.
gonna be fine.
I don't remember how to store
You
it.
just hold down Y, the top button.
Okay.
Hold it down, otherwise you'll shoot.
Okay.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
Hey.
No, it's wrong.
Okay, well, when it comes to the final argument, you're gonna have to do it because I'm not.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. Something that relates to what time he must have died. Oh, it's the
note.
Yeah.
Or 6, I think.
Oh.
Written note, maybe? No, is that not written? I guess I is the next letter, right? Wristwatch. Wristwatch. His watch stopped.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Now I understand. I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know, bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
Oh, sorry.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Because we saw Hifumi after
And
6.
before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's
That's
exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Yep.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
Oh, that's right. Anybody could have killed Taka. This game is a lot of fun.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What's that? That came from downstairs. It must have been. Oh yeah, huh.
Yeah, you missed a lot.
I can barely keep straight what happened in the last episode.
The old stuff's gonna start going up on YouTube tomorrow, but you can always watch the VODs.
Basically, we had a session that was a lot like the movie Clue, where we were running around and up and down the stairs looking at different scenes and...
Like, basically the murderer this time made the killing as complicated as possible to confuse everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And they definitely tried to stage the events to give you an obvious answer, so that in hopes that you wouldn't even bother to investigate. The motive was $10 million.
$10 million. Yeah, you get $10 million if you kill now.
But I don't know. All right. Dad, come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know. They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something.
No.
Played it later.
Hifumi was definitely alive at that point.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? You could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
That's probably good, because we have no idea who did it. Although I suspect Celeste. But we do, and not necessarily that she actually did the killing, but that she planned the entire sequence of these crazy events, but I could be totally wrong. Spoilers, dude. What? But let's...
Oh, I think she said it was Jill.
Oh.
She doesn't know who it was, Claire. Don't worry.
We're talking about how.
In particular,
That's true.
Oh, I
We
didn't...
searched everywhere.
I hit
but
the
we
button.
couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor
Right.
up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Hifumi wasn't dead.
What if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
I don't know why nobody thinks that's why nobody sees that as a
Well,
possibility.
you heard him talk later.
I know. Like they're all like, so oh my gosh, how? I mean, like obviously he wasn't dead yet.
The dead body moved on its own?
You heard he talked in your lap.
No!
They're under a lot of stress, Steve. Leave them alone.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality.
Thank you,
he's still
Byakuya.
alive.
He was alive?
I feel like the only intelligent ones in the entire room are Kyoko and Byakuya.
Makoto
Makoto is just a little dense.
and Celeste. So
Are
that's
you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Sakura isn't dumb. She just, you know...
She's not as quick-witted as some of them.
She's not as quick-witted, but...
She's not dumb.
She's not dumb.
Hina and Hiro are dumb.
Yeah.
He was dead.
Sakura is like once she thinks about it, she's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Toko's not dumb either.
No.
Genocide Jill is quite intelligent. She's crazy.
Yeah.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible?
Have you not already come to this conclusion? The Makoto's the one who noticed his glasses had been wiped, and then found the little anime glasses wiped. Broken. Really?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Why the broken
And you know that how?
Maybe we have to
Surely you heard the body discovery.
do what we did before?
Along with the rest of us, Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Maybe dead body been found, shot at someone else's, or someone else's discovery shot at the dead body been found. You want to grab the last one?
Do you want to grab the last one?
Grab the one that says it was someone else's body and shoot it at his body was found, right?
Okay.
That makes the most sense, I think.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once. But Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time.
Are you saying that when we first
They give you
found
broken
Hifumi
wristwatch
in
to
the
make it
nurse's
obvious
office,
it's wrong.
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
Yeah, I know.
The announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No,
Yeah, I know.
it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
The next one.
And you know that how?
Yeah, sorry.
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Oh,
And
I
that
messed
You have to
up.
grab the last one.
I know, I messed up.
It's alright, it doesn't actually
Are
hurt you
we
unless you
really
shoot.
so sure about
Okay.
that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he...
No, Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body
Yeah.
discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, it's wrong. Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been
I
two
said that.
announcements.
There was a second announcement.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma?
I knew.
Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
It's only broadcast when you find it for the first time.
Yeah, you got another one later.
We got another one later.
Yeah.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No,
Monokuma tries hard not to
plenty.
give me.
But he did give us the answer.
Yeah.
He quite blankly gave us the answer. It's only broadcast when 3 or more people find the body for the first time, meaning that finding the bodies a second time in a different location wouldn't have triggered a new announcement.
Right.
He made a new announcement because we found a new dead body for the first time. I said that earlier today. I'm like so hooked on this. I was talking about it earlier today. I was like, I think I have it all figured out. I can't stop thinking about it.
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement, the first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and in the equipment room, and the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
No.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies,
right,
the announcement shouldn't have played.
Exactly.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Which they should know.
Because he talked.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that
Although he
leads
did
me
talk
to believe
after,
he
you
was
know.
still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Other than the fact that he talked!
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Is it? There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Alright, that's a good bullet, yeah. That is definitely the right bullet.
You reach into a little bit of
The first time
Yeah, a little bit.
His body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Yeah, that's it.
Then, was he really still alive?
Of course not. It is impossible. This is
the third, the
ridiculous.
last one.
Yeah. Alright. But Hifumi's body was found in the nurse's office, and when it was found again in the repository, there's definitely some sort of conflict there. Alright.
Well, here's one thing. The first time we found him, and then his body just...
And the next time it was in.
But when you compare his body before being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, that's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
And so I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was that.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it?
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this
Yep.
to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Exactly.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then
Yeah.
there's no question.
Neither one of them would have been caught dead with a,
Kid and Toko just licks things clean.
yeah, the pudgy princess glass
Princess
cloth.
Piggles.
Oh, that's right. Who's an angel demon?
Demon Angel, Princess Pudgy Pit Princess.
Yeah, a pudgy princess. I
Oh,
don't
who
know.
knows, whatever.
Saying is what
What
exactly?
I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Well, it must have been him.
I still think it's Celeste.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot!
And
Yep.
if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi. The one who moved Taka's corpse body was
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Yup, it was
And
Hifumi.
it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Yes.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be?
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. And take a look at what the note says.
Oh yeah, that's totally Kyoko. She always says she's gonna reveal the evidence and makes me do it instead. Everybody makes me do it. Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been... I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still, can't let her get to me. Okay. Oh, man.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to me?
6 a.m., I believe.
Broken wristwatch.
The time doesn't matter!
Yes, it does.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Just Taka, which isn't correct. So we should fire the broken wristwatch at the TikTok one. The time on the note said 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m. So I need to clear up.
Huffy had the note, right?
The last one.
Yeah.
Then the person it was in must have been Huffy!
But remember, what time did it? 6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, it's wrong! No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Yep.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet.
Equipment room, which is where we found Taka for the first time.
The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So,
I think Hifumi killed Taka.
time and place written in the note.
And Celeste killed Hifumi.
I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that. No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. That's easy.
The rest of the note.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly.
Also, notice
with
the
note
handwriting is
hidden
the
on
same as the
Hifumi.
handwriting on the blueprints.
Yeah.
Then Taka's scrap.
So Hifumi is the one that drew Taka out at least and murdered him. And I'm pretty certain he also drew Hiro out.
Yup. They're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing.
No.
In fact, he's still alive.
So, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Well, not completely.
The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
Exactly.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
The spotless hammer in the repository.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Held in by all the hair.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
Don't you, though?
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi? Well, the pictures surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. Make your argument!
Well, I wonder what the truth could be.
I mean, I already knew that.
Yeah, I know, but still.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
No.
well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so
Killed with a
quickly?
potato masher because Hifumi is a potato?
Weakness them carrying.
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Spotless hammer there.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Gotta be that, right?
Yeah.
You got like all your health back. Almost.
Hifumi was killed in the repository, right? So the weapons used to kill both of them were actually similar.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Nope.
Was it Justice Hammer?
Maybe Justice.
Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody...
Sounds like a Justice Hammer. Check out murdergear.com.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and
Except for
debris.
one, because it had been wiped clean.
For some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood,
Because
of course they'd have to clean it off.
the killer wanted people to think
He'd been done already.
that he'd already was dead.
The new murder weapon
I'd
wouldn't have
point
made
out
sense.
that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for the
Or
design.
Took them. I mean, they're missing.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
It's Celeste!
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Yep.
No general use.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two
It's probably
people
that
work
we
together.
pick
Probably
up.
shooting hostage.
That is
Oh, okay.
how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right?
Right? If they each
In
kill
this
someone.
case, however, there
Pick
were
up two
two
murders.
murders.
I didn't do it quickly enough.
Shoot is possible. The murder.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true, it is.
That is how the rule was.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Two people work together. Yeah.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply
No, it's wrong. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
Hifumi might have helped her, thinking that if she got discovered, he'd at least gotten Taka out of the way. Like,
No, I think he killed Taka. Well, I don't know. Because like, if he didn't know there was going to be a second murder, that still doesn't totally explain it.
You're saying that
Right.
two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
Maybe he thought they were going to kill someone else.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
Exactly.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Yep.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events and entirely separate incidences. Kyoko really is amazing, although, if you thinking about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
It's almost like she's working with the mastermind and has access to behind-the-scenes information.
She seems like a detective, though.
Problem numero uno right now.
True killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the cases has unfolded, you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit.
Oh, here it goes. 2 minutes to pick the mastermind.
I still think it's Celeste.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
There goes the accent.
Yep. She does that when she gets angry. But the thing is she's bossed Hifumi around multiple times throughout the entire game so far.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that
The spotting of Robo Justice? What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Screaming.
Encountered.
This, yeah, I was reading them all.
The
I was
behavior
reading
they had
some.
in common.
I know, but I was gonna read through them all, but
I'll let you.
Doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking.
Sorry.
Byakuya's like, I was gonna say that.
Only Celeste and Hifumi.
any other time, like Claire's pointed out, they made me reveal the evidence.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yes.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
Yes.
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
Didn't I say that?
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
I said that before we even got to the discovery of the body, like the bodies again. Like, I was like, oh my god, it's gotta be like, you argued with me, but because you already, He's been listening to me go on about it for like a day now about how it.
If you guessed the right answer right away, I can't just let you. It would be boring if I told you were right.
But you knew I was right.
Yeah, well.
You were proud of me, weren't you? Figured it out. I went on about it last night on stream too. I was like, it's gotta be Celeste. It has to be her. And you're like, how do you figure that out? I was like, well, I'm gonna explain it to you. And I said all of this. Celeste was wrong. That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. I'm not a genius. He ran off as soon as I screamed. And then she specifically pointed them towards where she knew they would find the dead body. Because she wanted... Also, the way she screamed, it was so it would be loud enough that Hifumi would know that, like, that was the signal. It's like the whole caca, caca thing. Like, she screamed that loud because then that would be his signal that she had made it to the 3rd floor. She was gonna point them towards Taka's body, which means he needed to be prepared to be dead so that when they got down there and the body discovery announcements happened at approximately the same time, we would assume he was dead. It was all...
He has to scream too now. It splits them up.
Yeah.
So they can discover both bodies at the same time.
Right, but that was like his clue to like, get ready, scream, then be looking dead by the time they got down there.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
But what was he thinking about why she was helping him? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Also, she didn't commit her murder until she was sure that everything was going to work out the way she wanted it to.
Yeah, her murder was the last step.
Because
she could have pulled out at any time and just let Hifumi take the blame.
Yes. She made sure that if things went south, Hifumi would be the blackened and she would be fine. And even that he could pin her as the accomplice and she could say that she wasn't.
I didn't actually do anything and you killed Taka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, she could have just thrown him under the bus and said, well, you know, he said he was going to do it, and I let it happen, but we already know who did it, so problem solved.
I mean, what big deal is that? We got a other person in here as the serial killer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she made sure, because she's the ultimate gambler, she took a gamble, but she also made sure that if things went south, she could get out. Because remember, she said that her secret to always winning is good luck.
An adaptation.
An adaptation.
Yeah.
She's got good luck and adaptation. She saw that
she's up against the ultimate good luck now.
Yeah. Then why don't we split into 2 groups? I'll lead the honey party. That seems much more interesting. Very well then. Mikoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. She also made sure there were 3 of them. Remember, she suggested splitting up. He said he'd lead the party, and then she
made sure there was 3 people in each group.
Yes.
Yeah.
She made the groups.
Yeah.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
And then when Makoto ran upstairs, she was also the one that suggested that Hina, who was not feeling well, go to the bathroom.
Yeah, leave Hifumi alone.
And leave Hifumi alone.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're all going to die just like those guys did.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
That's true.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. What is he alluding to? By the she already knew that Taka was dead, even though nobody had told her yet. The third time that's been a bullet for us.
Yeah.
All I said was, we must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Yeah.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
She got so strange and shooting those guys, man.
Yeah, when she said that she should have only known about Hifumi's death. That in mind, what's so strange about what she said is those guys.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be positive. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
No, that's wrong. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. There was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste?
She already knew.
How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Right.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
Because she told Hifumi that she was gonna help him frame Hiro.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
No, I already said earlier. It looks like the suspect is passed out on Hifumi. Like it doesn't.
I mean, even more likely, it's just an empty
What do you
suit.
mean by that?
Well, that's true.
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? There wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. It could be just a suit propped up on Hifumi. Hifumi is dragging the suspect? No. Hifumi is the suspect? No. I've been drinking.
Oh.
It's gotta be Hifumi is dragging the suspect away.
Yeah. Yes.
I got it!
After they
Not
drugged
a
him, put
picture
him
of
in
the
there.
suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like
They
that.
can't bend over.
Can't bend over.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Maybe different bullet.
If I remember right, Hina said, she said she couldn't bend at the waist. It's gotta be Robo Justice costume
Yeah.
at that thing she said.
Draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was
I don't
unconscious,
know about that.
Later one.
there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
Or
That's right.
intentional design.
They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
It was not a mistake.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Yes. Oh, she did not like that.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
I love how her accent drops when she gets mad.
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. Only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
I don't remember.
He used everybody's last name.
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say
That's right.
Miyagi more than once, for example.
That's right, you're right.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. I'm so bad at this. Oh, okay, still not that yet. E-handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
That's the only truth there is!
Yeah, I know. I just like to hear everything.
Yeah.
I remember there's something here that shows its owner's real name. I'm sure Kyoko mentioned something like that at some point.
At the beginning, Kyoko made a point of saying that handbooks were going to be key to this.
Yeah, I like how she goes from Celeste to 100. Yeah, she's like, yeah.
She's going to burn you alive. You better watch out.
he wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times?
Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go on?
I'm not pretending. It's... And since you have no way to contradict me...
Ah.
No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Every time you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Alright, I need them on.
Okay. So much going on. Oh man, Okay.
That's left over from the last one.
Yeah. Okay, that's where the camera's gonna go.
That one will be 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's 6 o'clock.
No. I got the wrong one. There is one that's this one.
Yeah.
Which means that
The early one, like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock is when they met him, right?
yeah. Met him at 1 o'clock. That would be that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it is for the meeting between her and
Me
him
either.
at the beginning.
I figured we'd just eliminate some
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Alright, so maybe this was what Hammer killed Taka, which would be number 4.
Yeah.
No, 3. Yeah, 4.
4.
Yeah, 4. Alright, then they find Celeste and she shows him the picture. and they find him, and he's already been attacked by number 3, right?
Yeah. With that?
Do you have a hammer 3? I don't know if it's better though.
Hammer 2.
Oh yeah, 2 hit him the first time, right? I don't
Yeah.
know if it goes there or not. Let's try.
This
Alright,
would be
so that's
hammer.
yeah, that's hammer 3 where you think it's dead. Alright, this is him wrapping up the body. I think you had one for that. Yeah, there.
Yeah, here.
That's her hitting him with the clean hammer. But I don't know if there's a picture of that. Oh, yeah, maybe. What's that leave for?
We got 2 to fill in.
It really sucks when the beginning's the hard part because you only get to find out up until you mess up, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, so they had the initial meeting. And what could that even be? Maybe? Yeah. Alright, and then this is Yasuhiro comes, they sneak up behind him and drug him. Maybe it's just him standing there.
So he comes in, he's standing there.
They drug him. Yeah, it could be.
You ready?
Yeah, let's try it.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Hey, there's the doll we gave her.
Yeah.
With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
The ones we weren't sure about, right?
That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro.
Yes.
When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken.
Yep.
They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did.
Yep.
We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
Got it on the first try.
I'm afraid
That's the best picture in the whole comic.
He's doing like a magical girl transformation.
I know. He's gone full Sailor Hifumi.
And turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally
Koga
assumed
bloody
it was
Hifumi.
Sakura looks like even more of a man, and Byakuya looks like a girl.
A little bit, yeah.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
Hifumi and snuck in the same sentence seem...
We had a lot of help. Plus, everybody all went off floor.
That's true.
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Dun dun dun! I love that.
Was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them.
Duh.
And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is... Celeste. Sorry, you lose.
Complete!
Lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced
That is true.
to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Bam!
Woot woot!
109 more coins. The Garden Eden?
Okay,
Yeah.
Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yoshihiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure she relied on her specialty. Lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to him to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use... You know. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean? Talking about alter ego? We already said it.
What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Oh, it was his room with the... Okay.
Yeah.
Ew. You think he wears the pudgy princess costume?
Doesn't fit in the pudgy princess costume.
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? Oh. As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you know what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I had shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
Did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
what?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime! I knew he got a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far!
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him! I'm gonna fucking kill him!
most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean.
Taka is going to try to kill you.
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
Bastard! Bastard, 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 bastard!
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I? She.
I swear,
I have to save her!
actually,
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even in love, as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. What was that strange costume? Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it is my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been so tough on your parents, though.
Like I could cry.
Well,
When you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead once everyone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along.
But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a known issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for the money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey,
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you know why? Huh?
this is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That is a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying in plus. How can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. Not just other people, I can even feel my own emotions. The consciousness deceives the unconsciousness. You're right, Claire. Some big dudes do dress up as Sailor Moon. And she is a little bit like Hifumi. She has these really elaborate fantasies. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey.
You just get executed again.
Celeste smiled, and he's gonna behead her, isn't he? And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings. That statement itself must have been her final lie. That weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Chills! Kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The Black and disturb the police and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment
Time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Us has been found guilty. Time for the punishment!
Celeste is one of my favorite characters.
The burning of the Versailles witch.
She did say she was going to burn them alive.
That's true. Wow, the trial took us 2.5 hours to get through.
It took last time too.
Really? I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Trial's intense. Trial's almost a whole stream in and of itself. And you still need to catch up? Well, don't worry, we're not playing it again until Thursday.
That's true, you got till Thursday to catch up, Claire.
Claire probably won't watch until Saturday, so...
Yeah, the next day in Ropa streams are going to be Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll probably be finishing it next Saturday and Sunday. And then the fire truck. Oh, I thought she was going to be burned alive? Oh, no. Burned and then hit with a fire truck.
Oh my gosh. The medieval firefighter.
All right. And then there were 7.
It's over. Third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but... I also can't deny that at one point, I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut for you their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were going to pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But with that reality, just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question. You answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh, how exciting.
Oh man, oh geez, oh man, oh geez. What did you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Okay then, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
See you.
I don't know about Kyoko, man.
She's the ultimate question mark.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving all of us depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. What? Then that means... Celeste, that's you.
Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well, then we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. Sorry, guys. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know.
Then I'll go too.
What?
You?
Please, let me go.
Standing here arguing is just gonna draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Whatever you want.
Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
It's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
No, I don't think he is. Huh. So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means? Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are totally pushovers when you show a little backbone. Try to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
I mean, from the point of view of the cameras,
So then...
they just went to the bath together. Alone.
That's true. Probably less suspicious than everybody got. Anyways. We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw... Good morning! It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second since we have this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do all on your own here at school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me? Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like, what happened during the what's wrong? Okay. Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that you think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you. You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... Maybe Makoto is a spy and doesn't know it? What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own 2 eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the 2nd floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back, said that it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this?
I should love it when they tell the main character something, but not you.
Yeah. Claire thinks Makoto's a sleeper agent.
Well, Makoto won't even go in the girls' locker room, but clearly Kyoko has no problem going in the boys'.
Right? It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. Secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet, but I mean, seriously? I'm thinking I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in. At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? Turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door and I made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the 2nd floor, there's a storage closet. Way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. This is the secret room. What's in here? A bunch of files and what looked like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Oaks Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file in my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. A strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words. You must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Strange sound rang out through my head. Felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. That I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. So because he's oddly tired all the time, it's obvious he's a spy. How? Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. Okay, now everything's fine. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. Yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? Well, my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. Before now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back towards my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The further I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. I can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... Zip from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. That sound. It's coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? Can't be nothing here in the gym. It didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sound coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, what do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal.
She's the spy?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you?
She's the spy.
What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? Hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is...
Oh, that's the end of chapter 3. Only 7 remain.
Super Robo Justice. Leon killed Sayaka. Monokuma killed Junko. Then Leon got executed. Then Mondo killed Chihiro. And then he got executed. Hifumi killed Taka, then Celeste killed Hifumi. Then she got executed. And that brings us up to now. The next morning in the dining hall, the day after Celeste's case. So now there's only 5 of us here.
Only a third of the number of people we started with.
Indeed.
Loneliness has become commonplace.
That's true.
Still. What did I see yesterday? I don't understand. Sakura is a mastermind spy? Can that really be true?
Kodo, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. Can't bring it up in front of the others. If I did that, it would just confuse everyone that much more.
Okay.
In that case, let's eat till we pass out.
What do you mean in that case?
Cause, I mean...
Look how scary everyone looks. It's gotta be because you're all fighting on empty stomachs, right? You fill your belly, I'm sure you'll all cheer up, so let's eat.
Okay.
Let's fry up some fish and donuts and eat till we can't stand up.
What? That's like a deep impact style meteor impact. Extinction level event combination of foods.
What? Those are both breakfast time top sellers. Still, the till we can't stand up part is a problem. After we're done, we need to go explore.
I see.
That's right, since the class trial is over, new areas should have opened up.
It's true.
Plus, we still have alter ego. We don't have to give in to despair. Excuse me, just yet. She's right.
That's cool, Chi.
We have to plan ahead and think about the future.
You got it.
Yeah, think happy thoughts, not deathly thoughts.
You know?
Like when we're gonna get out of here, right?
For serious.
When this is all over. I think I want to get reborn for serious. Or, I mean, reborn as someone serious.
Oh, the voiceover is great. Well, we appreciate that. I love doing the voiceover.
And just wait, the next game that Des is gonna do is Final Fantasy VI. We have like double-digit party members to voice.
Hey, are you okay? That sounds like something someone who's about to die would say.
I'm totally okay. I'm not gonna die. Why? Because there aren't gonna be any more murders.
Huh? What makes you so sure?
According to the spirits,
I predicted it last night. Since it revealed itself to me from the ether, there's no doubt about it.
However,
How accurate is your fortune telling anyway?
how about that?
I can usually hit 20 or 30% on a good day.
That seems really low.
It's not like some
Oh
occult
yeah, it's not like
mystery.
it's ESP or whatever. Of course it's only gonna get right sometimes.
Yeah, it's not like he's got ESPN or something.
The occult is bold.
I told you, my fortune telling isn't like some occult thing.
So,
I don't know if you know me, girl. Quote.
God.
It's like I got ESPN or something. Sorry. Fortune telling isn't a cult?
You got it all wrong.
Of course not. Clairvoyance is clairvoyance. Don't put it in the same category as cattle mutilation.
Cattle what?
So,
He's referring to the urban legend where aliens abduct cows and dissect them as part of their research.
Actually,
No, you're calling it an urban legend? As a matter of fact, it's true. As a matter of fact, it's happened to me. It all happened one day when I went to go get a hamburger. It was a place I'd never been before. They claimed their patties were 100% all beef. I got a burger and I go home and I'm headed home.
but
And before long,
the end is nigh.
the sky was filled with a mysterious blinding light.
Some crazy beam came out of nowhere and locked onto my hamburger. And as soon as the beam touched it, the burger started floating in midair. And then, still floating there, the entire burger started coming apart. One part of it just vanished, while the rest fell back into my hand. Do you realize what that means? It means the burger wasn't 100% beef. It must have had some pork or
Because
something.
they only took the cow part. The stuff that was left over couldn't have been cow. They must have lied about it being 100% beef.
Something like 70% pork and 30% beef would be my guess.
I love how that's the part that he finds is
trick me.
interesting. So I stormed back into the burger place and got up in the manager's grill, and they totally admitted it. It wasn't 100% beef. They totally mixed in ground pork with it.
How about that?
And you see that? That is cattle mutilation.
I kind of got lost halfway through. I can't tell if you're for the occult or against it. You stink of stupidity.
Don't be mean.
I stink of... How dare you?
Well, you do stink though.
That's fine.
That's fine? Anyway. Hope your prediction turns out to be true.
Oh, at the very least, I won't murder anyone.
yeah.
Me either. I mean, I would never.
of course.
Me either.
indeed.
Nor I. That goes for me too, of course. I can never kill any of my friends. Felt like those words of encouragement were helping us come together as one. After so much sacrifice and hardship, we'd finally become united. But
Well,
Be honest, I wish Byakuya and Toka were here for this too.
But
they're so hard to deal with. They only think about themselves.
We're better off without him, I say.
That was enough to prove. We were united for the time being, but within that bond hid weakness and fragility. That's true.
I don't understand why no one wants to trust the serial killer.
We began our search as soon as we finished our breakfast in the dining hall. We had to find out what had opened up and what was waiting for us. Now let's go. Let's go! Going exploring. They're gonna let us in the store right now or not.
Guess has her priorities straight. Time to spend our mono coins!
Yes, it will. Alright, we got 100 of these suckers to spend. Let's do it. Time to waste it. Give it a shot. 115. Sure, there's a way to speed it up a little bit.
There is not, sadly. I mean, honestly, they don't matter at this point unless you want to go for the achievement for getting all of them.
Oh, we don't have any more free time?
You have more free time, but you have 85% of them already. You probably have more than enough gifts
Oh.
for the rest of the game.
Well, let me just spend a few of them, okay?
Spend all of them if you want. What was that?
That was a hand bra.
Oh.
Pump all of them in and see what you get? No.
You'd likely just get one item. Probably a new one, but still.
Yeah. Statistics show that you should only ever spend 1 point at a time.
There's never a time when spending them multiple times is better than just spending one. You just don't get that much of an increase for putting in extra coins.
Game says you need about 300 coins to get all of the items. 300, what, like 60? Maybe.
That was to get like all but one of them, and then the last one's gonna take like 60 by itself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just, it gets down to where it's almost like a 1% chance to get one.
Right.
It takes more and more coins for each new one. Not weighted in any way, it's literally just randomly picking one of the 93 items that you can get at a time. Regardless of what you've already gotten.
Alright. There was a way to do this off a stream, but there's not really.
Depends on when you save it. You save it at a time when you have access to the recording.
That's true. Lucky! Just means we get another spin. I'm gonna get to 80 coins and then I'm gonna go explore the 4th floor like it wants me to.
I think the murders and the trials get more and more interesting the farther you go into the game and the farther you go into the series.
Really?
Yeah. But the first game is almost like a tutorial in some way, you know?
Right.
But even in this one, like the first one was pretty. Leon's nose is right behind your body, right?
What's the point of the stickers? Oh, these things you get to give them to people to improve your relationships with them.
You can give them as gifts to people when you spend time with them, But you only get to spend time with people like maybe 20 times in the whole game.
Yeah.
So, and you can only spend one gift per time you spend with them.
Lucky! And that was a new item.
As long as you have items for each person you want to spend time with, you're pretty much good to go.
Oh! The odds that I get 2 luckies back to back right when I said I was gonna stop too.
The chance of getting a second lucky is even lower than the chance of getting the first one. And you can get third, fourth, fifth, you can keep going. It's just the chance gets smaller and smaller.
I've gotten a lot of second luckies, really.
I think lucky is like 10%. 2 luckies in a row is like 1.
Here, let's just... Problem solved. Oh, I was right by it, wasn't I? Alright. 4th floor! Now we have access to the 4th floor of Hope's Peak Academy. Maybe this time we'll find some kind of clue. No, this time I have to find it. I have to find it. Where is it?
The floor here.
Yeah. Oh good, the door's locked. I guess I won't be getting in here. According to the nameplate, called the data center, but what's behind the door is a total mystery.
Okay, so like I was saying, like the first kill's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
Well, the twist is pretty good. Like the victim was actually the one trying to kill.
Yeah.
But then like the second one,
there was the...
Sorry. The second one, you know, they moved the crime scene around. The victim wasn't exactly who you thought she was.
Right.
And someone was messing with the crime scene. And the obvious people, like the person who actually killed them doesn't really come up to them in the class trial.
Right.
Like you spend your most time focused on Toko and Byakuya. And then the third one, they introduced 2 killings with 2 accomplices and extremely obfuscated crime, right? They keep making them a little more complicated each time. And then when they get to the second and third games, they've got to like try and do something they haven't done before.
Gotcha.
Glad this floor has got opened up and all, but there's like a ton of locked rooms up here.
Alright, got coin.
3 of them.
Yeah, because of the Celeste thing. The most of the rooms are locked up here, according to Hero.
The other cool thing in the second one, I don't know about the third one because I haven't played through the third one. In the second one, there's like hidden Monokumas in each chapter that you have to try and find, just like hidden in the environment.
Hello, I'm Monokuma from the school store. Store? I'm very kind. Gather up your coins and come play with me, or I might die of loneliness. That's weird.
Math equation.
Yeah, the other room
Trigonometry.
had music on it. Mostly looking for coins at this point.
More mono spins.
I mean, why not? Okay.
Yeah, in part 2, there's like little hidden Monokuma dolls. There's like 5 of them in each chapter that you can collect and end up inside your bedroom.
Oh. Inside the room, the smell of medicine was oppressive. So this is the chem lab. Hope inhaling all this stuff doesn't do permanent damage. You're worried about... Really? I mean, like, if y'all live. First things first. Gotta do the important things. Look for the coins. The remarkably big shelf and is stocked with all kinds of medicines. Ah! Listen, Makoto, listen! Just take a deep breath and calm down and listen to me. Okay, Hina, just chill out. There's all kinds of stuff we didn't have before. Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, creatine, and what? They even have protein enzyme X. What's that?
A high quality protein drink. Nothing like that cheap swill in the warehouse. It's connoisseur level.
Oh yeah? This is amazing. It's a gold mine. Oh, my prayers have finally been answered. Time to load up on some more prayers then. A gold mine, huh? Hina and Sakura seem to be lost in a deep but friendly conversation. I need to find out what's going on with Sakura and the mastermind, but I can't while she's with Hina. Huh? Do you need something? No, it's nothing. You sure? Okay then.
Sakura and Hina are always like attached to the hip.
Yeah. Sakura has lost a conversation with Tina. I need to find out. He says the same thing he said before.
What is it, Ricardo? You need something.
No, it's nothing.
So then.
Really? Well, okay.
Okay. Yeah, of course they would be excited about that. They've only been complaining about not having good protein the entire...
It's a very important thing to them, for sure. Why do that many long doors?
Is the office? But of course there's no hint of any teachers that would normally be able to run on.
Let me find another picture.
Huh. There's a picture on the floor. This picture. What? Blessed Hifumi and Sayaka? The smiling faces of 3 people who are dead now? Classroom without metal plates over the windows? Exactly the same. It's just like that picture I saw before. There's no way this isn't important somehow. Smiling in the way you'd expect any normal teenager to smile. Just a normal group of high schoolers living a normal school life. You can't possibly believe they were able to smile like that in a world of despair like this. Does that mean this picture was taken before they ever came to Hope's Peak? Which would mean everyone in the picture knew each other before they got here. Including Sayaka? No, there's no way Monokuma did it. It must be fake.
No, you're fake.
Monokuma popped up out of nowhere and snatched the picture from my hand.
A forgery plot? What are you, a middle schooler? You think the moon landing was fake too? Come on.
Then you're saying this picture is real?
If there was such a thing as the Nobel Truth Prize, I'd take first, second, and fourth place.
Too bad.
Actually, that's probably not true.
I asked you a question. Is this picture real or is it fake?
Oh, Makoto, you're so eager to split things in half, aren't you?
Hey,
But it's no use. It's just no use. If you try to split something that can't be split, you'll end up feeling like you're the one being split.
true.
The picture is real. No more, no less.
That's disturbing, Claire. Without another word, Monokuma disappeared. So the picture is real? It's really real? If that's true, if that's the case. Okay.
That's it, Claire. Monokuma is reenacting Weekend at Bernie's.
There's a flower on the desk. Somehow it makes things feel that much weirder. Oh. Oh wow.
Farming those coins.
We're almost back up to the same number of coins we started with. Now we have more coins than we started with. So the data center that we couldn't get into.
It's attached to a room that has Monacuma's face on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what, a music room? What was it, student council? Headmaster's room. Oh, okay.
The headmaster's room. There must be something worthwhile in there. But it's locked. Oh, the door's locked. Damn it. Maybe it's another Chrono Cross situation? Oh, you mean like an alternative universe?
Oh, that's a music room.
This is the music room? Hardly even a classroom. It's more like an actual concert hall.
Hey.
You know, you haven't told me what you think yet. What I think about the secret room in the boys' bathroom. Ah, well, I did find the secret room, but as soon as I started looking around, I was attacked. Attacked? By who? Well, they came up from behind and I didn't have any time to react, so I didn't see who it was. And then when I came to, the mountain of files and documents were all gone. I'm sorry, I know how important those were. It's okay, I already saw what I needed to do. I needed to in there. And I half suspected the mastermind might come after you. What?
Because
when I discovered the room, the mastermind must have seen me on the surveillance camera in the hallway. He must have seen me go into the boys' bathroom and not come out again. Still, I wanted you to go and see it. I wanted to see how the mastermind would react. Essentially, I wanted to find out if the mastermind actually knew about that room. But to attack you and steal everything in the room, that must mean there was some unknown clue in there that could reveal the mastermind's identity. Then you knew I was going to get attacked?
doesn't matter.
You can handle that kind of thing though, right? After all, you are a boy. What does she think a boy is? Fine, I understand. Then let me ask you something else. Do you know about the note that was left in there? The note that said, you must not leave?
Just a second.
You shouldn't talk about that, not here. Yoko stole a quick glance at the surveillance camera. I'm looking into it. If I find out anything, I'll let you know.
Listen to me.
Is that okay? She made it sound like she was asking, but it was clear I wouldn't have any say in the matter.
So then.
Now it's your turn. Let's hear your secret. Huh? Did you think I wouldn't notice you're hiding something? Am I wrong? That's...
What?
What's the matter? If you're worried about the camera, why not just write it down? Well...
Hey.
We're friends, so you should be able to trust me. Isn't that what you said before? You're right, that there shouldn't be any secrets between friends, but nothing worse than expressing doubt about your friends. You don't have evidence for it. Let's tell her. I haven't found proofs of evidence yet. If I talk about it now, it could just make things that much worse. Friends shouldn't keep secrets, but nothing worse than expressing doubt about your friend when you don't have an answer. It won't let me.
I won't.
It's a but that. Then why even ask?
Maybe there's a way to get evidence.
I didn't mean to do that. I know it seems like I really didn't mean to hit it that last time. Sorry, I can't tell you not yet.
Correct.
So, that's your answer.
However.
But do you think that's fair? You were happy to hear what I had to say. Now you're unwilling to share? I'm sorry, I really am.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Goodbye.
Let me stay there alone. I think I made her mad. Already taking a good look around the thing. Okay. I should head back to the dining hall and talk to the others. Okay. The Life is Strange. I've never played Life is Strange.
That'd be another fun one to play sometime.
Not long after I got to the dining hall, the others began to trickle in. And after a few minutes...
So, is this everyone?
Well then.
Okay, let's discuss what we all discovered.
Yeah, good idea.
Metal sheets have been attached to all the windows on the 4th floor. I haven't budged an inch.
In other words,
just like everywhere else.
Escape from the 4th floor seems unlikely. That was to be expected.
Kyoko? He ignored me.
So,
Hey, Makoto! Does Kyoko seem upset to you? She is, isn't she? She's totally mad. Yeah, it looks like it.
What's your deal?
I bet it's your fault, isn't it? You must have done something to her. This is bad.
I found a couple of rooms on the 4th floor, but they were locked. The data center and the headmaster's room.
Headmaster room? That sounds like exactly the kind of place we'd find some clues. If we can somehow unlock the door and get inside.
Who cares about a stupid lock?
How about that?
It'd be no problem for the world's strongest missing link to knock down the one measly door.
What was that? No, please continue. Did you say I've got the nicest butt on the block? The curviest hips in town? Is that what you said?
Hell no, I didn't.
Then what did you say? Because I know you weren't talking about tearing down the door to the headmaster's room.
Unbelievable.
Knocking down your headmaster's door? What kind of war on education are you trying to start here?
Your teacher has
That's my room, you know. It is now, anyway. And you're
betrayal.
And you're thinking of busting it down? You seriously don't want to piss me off. You have any idea how much bacteria lives on a single bear claw?
No, I was just kidding. Please don't get mad.
I'm not mad!
You're totally mad.
This is kind of depressing.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to add a rule for this, but if you're going to go around having those thoughts, I have no choice but to add to the school regulations.
Seriously?
Too bad.
Breaking down a locked door is prohibited. There, that's a rule now, you jerks!
Okay then.
Is he gone? Man, I was scared for my life. I was sure he was gonna kill me for serious.
Well,
What if he would go all this way to make up a rule like that? No doubt that something important must be hidden in the headmaster.
But now that it's a rule, there's nothing we can do. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a big shelf in the chem lab on the 4th floor and it had all kinds of chemicals and stuff. And there was an all-star cast of nutrient additives and supplements. You should at least go take a peek. I highly recommend it.
I think you and Ogre are probably the ones interested in stuff like that.
Oh, but it's not all good stuff though. There was medicine and health stuff, but on the top of that, there was also a bunch of different poisons. Next murder weapon.
They're all labeled clearly though, so it would be hard to grab one by mistake.
It's true.
Still, we'd better make sure we're careful around there. We probably shouldn't tell Byakuya or Toko about the poison, right?
What do you mean?
Well,
Just in case, you know what I'm trying to say.
Just in case. Yeah, I think you're right.
However,
Byakuya, it won't be long before he discovered it for himself. With something as dangerous as poison right out in the open, that's absolutely the work of the mastermind.
So, has everyone said what they need to say?
I think so.
You're serious.
It looks like nobody found any clues at all. Let alone a way out of here. I've been this depressed since my house burned to the ground. Someone do something to cheer me up.
Can I say something?
How about that?
It's because my dad was smoking in bed.
No. I have something I'd like to report. You guys all remember, right? Remember when I found that picture up on the 3rd floor the other day?
You mean the one that showed Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon all together, right?
Yeah, I remember. What about it? I found another one. Another picture almost just like that one. Another one? But this time the picture was of Celeste, Hifumi, and Sayaka. And they were all smiling. And the classroom in the picture didn't have any metal covering the windows.
The picture of Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon wasn't the only one. Now you found one that had Celeste, Hifumi, and Sayaka?
but
How can that...
Conspiracy!
Monokuma must have faked it.
The picture is real. And everyone who was in it, there would have to be some kind of hidden connection, don't you think? Some deeper truth that we just don't understand.
What?
Can't be. It's a fake.
But Monokuma said it was real. I know we could just write that off as a lie, but
So
then you trust Monokuma's word over the people who have died? Huh?
because
That's what you're saying, isn't it? No, that's not it. I'm shocked you told everyone how we should believe in our friends, but you refused to do the same. But that's not... What's going on, Kyoko? What are you getting... Why are you getting so emotional? I don't understand why she's so angry.
Hey, come on.
Come on, guys, stop fighting. All your good luck's gonna float away. Hey, Makoto, you think about it too much. There's no way Monokuma didn't fake that picture.
Of course.
He's just trying to confuse us. You shouldn't listen to anything Monokuma has to say.
You might be right, but still. Is that Monokuma?
I'm gonna get upset.
Are you still so conflicted?
What?
Oh,
Looks like you guys have stopped playing nice.
it was supposed to be you. Yakuya.
You all have the same sunken look on your faces. You were all so ugly before. You shouldn't let them sink in you.
Ugh.
When I look at you, it makes me think of a frog sinking into a pile of manure.
You know?
Sorry?
Just a second.
Why are you apologizing?
What the heck?
Leave us alone. You're not a part of us. A part of this.
That's right.
That's true enough. Your problems aren't mine. We are and always will be completely separate. So whatever's causing your faces to turn so ugly has absolutely nothing to do with me. And if I happen to discover a vital clue, it wouldn't concern you in the slightest.
Huh?
Did he finally just say something useful?
hey,
Yakuya, what have you been up to?
That's fine.
I don't mind telling you. Perhaps forcing your lazy brains to get to work might do some good.
Such
I
ignorance.
was in the bath. What else would you like to know? Today's lottery numbers?
He was taking a bath? Is he saying he's been talking to Alter Ego? Did he tell him something?
it seems
Maybe we should all go take a bath.
Ah, good idea. A mixed bath?
Okay.
A mixed bath.
Alter Ego really did tell him something. I wonder what it could have been.
The two dumb people didn't catch on. Oh, we're gonna bathe together? Okay.
I feel like this might be a good place to stop for the night.
You wanna stop?
Well, me and you both keep yawning, so...
Fair. Alright, well, save the game then. Thanks for watching Gilded Gaming! We'll be gonna be picked back up with Danganronpa on Thursday. Danganronpa days this coming week are gonna be Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully we can finish it by next Sunday.
That is the hope.
As for other things, on Gilded Gaming, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the next 3 days are gonna be Final Fantasy XIV. I'm gonna be working my way through the post-Aroma Reborn patch quests, trying to get to Heaven's Word by the end of, by the end of Wednesday is the plan. Hopefully we can get to Heaven's Word. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm wearing a green shirt. Yeah, that'll do that. It's Zelda. Woo. Yeah, it's like a head with floating Zelda beneath them. Yeah. Anyways, so Final Fantasy XIV the next 3 days, then more Danganronpa. Then on Friday, Cyberpunk is coming out, so I'm gonna be playing some Cyberpunk. And Saturday and Sunday are Danganronpa, and then I'm gonna be getting like full on into Cyberpunk after that. And DezshireCat, once she finishes Danganronpa, is gonna be starting Final Fantasy VI. So lots of fun things in store for next week. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.